All right. Let me tell you my first time like seeing you and knowing of your existence. It was, I think it was 2010 or 11 when yeah, Adele, your brother had a concert with Ministry. And I remember you came up to play because they had a keyboardist playing, but you came up to play the last song, which
God knows.
was God
God knows.
Knows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So I remember, and I think Shahaye sang at the time as well. At the time, I sang on Shahaye, and I think we backed up the choir. I could be mistaken. I know one time we did that, another time we didn't. But yeah, he called you up and he came up and you played that one song, and I was like, okay, that's ideas look better. So
Yeah.
first, I want to hear about the ministry experience because I know you weren't. I don't know if you're officially like a member of the. I know you didn't sing, but I know you played with them and thing, and you guys went on tour and came to the States and all of that. So tell me about ministry and what that was like for you.
All right, ministry. Ministry was an interesting time. As you say, I wasn't an official member. I wouldn't say I was an official member. I was the keyboardist or pianist. Um, I started playing for them. Well, I started playing for them in 2010. Apparently, I didn't even remember that. But that wasn't like official. I think I officially
Right.
started playing for
Because
them in like
they had Rick Roy was playing officially for them at the time.
yeah, the Rick, Mark, some crazy guys.
Yeah,
Me,
Nicholas Marks.
me never reached them levels there yet. So don't
Uh-huh.
I have dream. I just bust me and make me play cards, isn't it? Because oh, that's my brother. So
Is it me? Yeah,
that
look,
was
you
my
probably
song.
could better come up. Where is that?
I said, so that was my song. That was my one song.
Oh
For me to,
yeah.
so isn't it? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I officially started playing for them in I think it was 2014, if my memory serves correctly. Um, I remember we went on tour 2015, so I would have like played for them for covers and stuff like that, been in rehearsal stuff like that.
Right.
But we went on tour. I was what I guess you could say the official tour musician because we went on tour in 2014. I do, to be honest, there, when I remember, you can't call me, you can't call me the
Right.
years. I have to
Uh-huh.
ask Adi also, but I think it was 2014 and 2015. Went to Atlanta, and then 2015 went to Atlanta again, and that tour was a bit bigger. So I went to Bermuda, went to um, New York, yeah, Florida, went all about the place. So it was really fun. It was a fun experience. Um, Prior to that, or when I was very young, I was in a singing group with my brother. So with my brother and sister, we used to call it TFC, Trio for Christ. Used to enter
Hey,
JCC Fest.
hey.
So that was my upbringing, singing with them, my brother playing, us singing. So I'm used to that. So in Adele and then they left now and go college and I see them in the ministry. When you feel away, when you feel like, I say them God and start up TFC again. Obviously, it's not TFC, but them start up
Right.
singing again. And I say, Jaro star. One day, as we grow, we get roping and things. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was my experience. It was really fun. It was very interesting. We had a lot of good times, a lot of laughs and so.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say it was a very enriching and it was a learning experience for me. So I learned a whole lot. I learned a whole lot.
Musically or otherwise?
Both.
Both?
Musically, well, not even both. Musically, like professionally, spiritually, because we had a lot of discussions and debates
Right.
and those sessions. All the members, Toyin, Shay, Janelle. So we spoke a lot. So I learned a lot about them. I learned a lot, grew a lot spiritually, because all of them are older than me. So I
Right.
kind of look at them as like big brothers and big sisters. So it was a very
Is
enriching
when
experience.
so I was singing on Shahaye before. Carl, which is the previous director, he graduated 2012, passed on the choir to me. Right. So the new semester now, I'm ready to take on the choir, and Carl was there. And I remember we saw you. It was near the music department, And Carl said, yo, grab up that young man, that Oren, grab him up, right? So I came and I approached you. And I spoke to you, but I think at the time you thought I was asking you to come and play for the choir.
Yeah, I did.
Right, you expressed that to me before.
The idea I had.
Right, but I wanted you to come and sing. Right. So tell me about that. Like just joining the starting university and being recruited to this Shahaye choir and singing. What was that experience like?
Um, I think it was, well, as you say, what I remember is you asked me to play. I don't even remember how I started singing because I think I originally started playing. That's how
No.
it goes.
So what happened was when I recruited you to sing, but you told me, because we had this conversation afterwards, you told me that you thought when I came to your initial, I guess you assumed that I was asking you to come and play for it. But then when you came, I think I auditioned you and then I put you in the tenor line and you just been singing. And afterwards, when I needed a musician, I'd ask you to play for us.
Okay, okay. But yeah, all right, Shiloh was the brainchild of Al Shadeen, right?
Okay.
So Shiloh's Alsha's idea. Was it, did it have anything to do? I'm trying to remember if it had anything to do with it. I remember I was there, but it wasn't my thing.
Right.
It wasn't my thing really. Um, but yeah, so it was her idea. It wasn't my thing any at all. I think I would have just been involved in terms of musically, but it was her idea. So yeah, that's how Charlotte started. So Asha came to me with the idea. She said she wanted to start a group. She wanted to have a group of she wanted to have a group of like very, very good musicians, very good singers, and just put them together. So in my mind, I was like, oh, you want for next ministry? But I never really, you know, because I mean that's what people used to call it. But so she said that, and I was like, all right, cool, that sounds good. I'm always up for good music, so I was like, sure, let's do that. Um, so the group started. She went around. She spoke to the different members. Um, when was it? 20. I thought I'd remember these dates better, but I'd not remember anymore. I think it was 2015.
Is there about, yeah.
I think it was 2015 around that time. So yeah, she would have spoken to everybody, and then the group started. Um, some people would have seen like some videos on YouTube with 6 members. The original Shiloh had 9 members because
Oh, really?
the original members were the sopranos were Shay, Alsha, Anna, yeah. The altos were Shamel, Lafara, and Daniel Dean, and the tenors.
Yeah. I think I remember that. Yeah.
And the tenors were Justin Aaron and Tariq Holmes. So it was really 9. It was a 9-voice ensemble to start. And then Shay left, Tariq left, and Daniel left. So we ended up having 6. So that was the story of how Shiloh began.
Wow. All right. So in episode 1 of Tbh, I shared what I call the meltdown, right? Which was a little an experience. And if persons haven't seen it yet, you can check out episode 1 with Leslie. But when you saw it, you told me that you had a similar experience with Shiloh. So I'm just really curious to hear like what was your similar experience, because I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, most people wouldn't have known. And when I think about it, it wasn't really well, not to say it wasn't really with Shiloh, but it wasn't only with Shiloh. It was with a lot of other things. And as you say, you wouldn't hear about it. Most people wouldn't know. I think only people very close to me would know. But around that time, boy, the dates them really felt. I honestly thought I would remember the dates better because I usually do, but I guess it's just been so maybe I get old. Um, Around 2016, I think it was, because Shadow had been around for a while. Shadow had been around for a while. So around 2016.